Today we will learn about pronouns and give you some basic guidelines you can use to be sure you're using pronouns correctly. First, what is a pronoun? A pronoun replaces a noun with words like she, they, your, their, it, etc. These words are often used to avoid repetition. Here are some examples of what sentences would look like if you did not use pronouns. Students can view the students' grades online. Students can view their grades online. Their replaces the students. My computer was broken, so I asked my roommate to fix my computer. My computer was broken, so I asked my roommate to fix it. You can see how these sentences sound repetitive without pronouns. Something to be careful with when using pronouns is shifts in person. Person is the who of the sentence. There are 3 different perspectives the writer can take: first, second, and third person. Pause the video to review the following first, second, and third person pronoun to get a feel for the different categories. It is easy to shift from one perspective to another in the same piece. This can be called changing person because it is like you're writing from different perspectives in the same paper. Decide on a perspective and stick to it in order to avoid shifts in person. Always reread your work to make sure there are no shifts. Here's an example. Many parents spank their children out of anger and frustration, but this is no excuse. You must first calm down before deciding how to discipline your children. Many parents spank their children out of anger and frustration, but this is no excuse. They must first calm down before deciding how to discipline their children. Notice how in the first sentences, their children become your children. This is a shift from third person to second person. It makes the writing sound disconnected and sloppy. Here is another example of an unnecessary shift. If a student wants an exciting summer job, they can work in a national park. You won't earn a lot of money, but the recreational opportunities are amazing. If students want to earn extra money during the summer, they can work in a national park. They won't earn a lot of money, but the recreational opportunities are amazing. Make sure yous and I's don't sneak into your writing unless you started off by using them. Pay attention to what you want to say in your writing, because sometimes shifts in person are logical and necessary. Take a look at this sentence, for example. My friends are gone now, but I will never forget the good times we had our last summer together. Here the first person singular I remembers good times with the first person plural we. It is appropriate because one person is remembering what multiple friends did together. Sometimes writers use you in a general sense to avoid sounding pompous. This is when they use you instead of one to refer to a non-specific person. Depending on the formality of your writing, this can be acceptable. However, use the general you sparingly and only when the sentence is an obvious generalization. Here's an example of when it would be acceptable. When someone yells fire in a crowded building, you don't stick around to ask questions. Be careful though, because repeatedly addressing the reader as you can sound accusatory, like you're pointing your finger directly at the reader. Once you understand the causes of obesity, you can start changing your lifestyle. Once people understand the causes of obesity, they can start changing their lifestyle. The following sentence uses different ways of generalizing a person. One version is not necessarily correct or incorrect, but they have slightly different effects. Be aware of the differences so that you can choose the appropriate style, depending on your audience and the formality of the paper. When it comes to recycling, one can always do better. Or, we can always do better. Or, people can always do better. Pronouns must not only agree in person, but in number as well. A common error is to use they, a plural pronoun, when referring to a singular noun. This happens frequently in everyday speech, but you should avoid it in writing. Pay close attention to these examples. You probably hear them often in conversation, but you need to be able to recognize them so you can correct them in your writing. I hate it when a customer doesn't know what they want. I hate it when customers don't know what they want. I hate it when a customer doesn't know what he or she wants. So long as the noun customer is singular, the pronoun that refers to it needs to be singular also, as we see with he or she in the last sentence. When the noun becomes customers, then the pronoun must change to match, which is they in this example. Try not to choose one gender over another when referring to non-specific persons. This mistake is easy to make when referring to specific professions that are stereotyped as being male or female. See if you can see the gender favoritism in these sentences. A good doctor will always listen to his patients. What about the female doctors? A student must apply to the nursing program if she wishes to become a nurse. Men are also nurses. An effective way to correct this can be to make the noun and pronouns plural so they become gender neutral, like this. Good doctors will always listen to their patients. Students must apply to the nursing program if they wish to become nurses. You can also just rephrase the sentence completely. Listening to patients is the hallmark of a good doctor. Students who want to become nurses must apply to the nursing program. Here are some additional options. A good doctor will always listen to his or her patients. A student must apply to the nursing program if he or she wants to become a nurse. Be more careful with these options. They can be awkward or wordy if not used carefully. Now that you know what a pronoun is and how to make it agree in the 3 different perspectives and in number and gender, I hope you feel more confident using them. Remember, you decide which solution to use to fix your pronoun problems depending on the style of your paper. Thank you for watching. For practice worksheets and more questions, please visit the BYU-Idaho Writing Center website. Have a great day.